You watch others win while you feel stuck in the same place. It feels like you are building someone else's dream, not your own. You clap for their success, you share their joy. But at night, when the house is quiet, you feel that heavy weight in your chest. You feel lost. You feel stuck. And you ask yourself, when is it my turn? This is not a mistake. You are here because you are ready for more. I want you to know that I believe in you, even on the days when you cannot find a single reason to believe in yourself. We are in this together. We are going to grow, not just in your English, but in your strength and your purpose. Today is about taking back control. It is about building your dream reality, step by step, in the simplest way possible. I want you to feel this in your soul, not just understand it with your mind. Before we dive in, I need you to do 3 simple things. First, listen with your full heart. Second, grab a pen and write down the truths that hit home. Third, stay until the very end. These minutes might just be the turning point of your life. Lesson 1. Build your blueprint. If you want to create a dream life, you first need to know exactly what it looks like. You cannot build a beautiful house without a plan. You cannot arrive at a destination if you never pick a place on the map. Ask yourself right now, what does my dream life actually look like? What kind of person do I want to be? What makes me feel peaceful, proud, and truly happy? Maybe you want to be a confident English speaker who commands a room. Maybe you want to wake up every single morning with excitement instead of dread. But saying, "I want a better life," is not enough. You need to be specific. Let me show you the difference. Imagine 2 people. Person A says, "I want to be successful." Person B says, "I want to earn $5,000 a month from my own creative project within 1 year by working for myself." Who do you think will win? Person B. Because their mind has a clear target. They know exactly where to focus their energy. So, look at your own life. What is the one thing you need to change first? Is it your fear of starting? Is it your habit of giving up when things get tough? Maybe it is your negative self-talk. Don't try to change 10 things at once. Pick 1. Start small, but be very, very specific. Let me tell you about my friend, Elena. She was stuck in a job that drained her. Every day she came home exhausted and unhappy. She told me, "I just want to be free." I asked her, "What does freedom look like to you?" She said, "I want to work from my own home, use my own skills, and have time for my family." That was her blueprint. We broke that big dream into small, daily steps. She started learning digital marketing for 1 hour every night. 6 months later, she got her first client. Today, she works from home and feels truly alive. All because she stopped wishing and started being specific. You have to know what you are aiming for, or you will never hit the mark. Lesson 2. The clean slate. Now, this part is going to be tough, but you have to do it if you want to grow. You cannot build a beautiful, high-quality life while you are still carrying around a bag full of trash. Sometimes the biggest thing holding you back isn't your lack of talent or your bank account. It is the people you spend your time with and the habits that drain your spirit. You need to be honest with yourself. Who makes you feel small? Who laughs when you talk about your dreams? Who leaves you feeling empty every single time you hang out? It could be a friend who is always negative, a relative who constantly doubts you, or even your own phone. Yes, I am talking about that endless scrolling. That mindless content is just digital noise that eats up your precious time. Think of it like this. Your life is a house. If you keep letting toxic people and bad habits walk in, you will never have the space to invite the right things in. Let me tell you about a guy named Marcus. He had a big dream of becoming a creative entrepreneur, but his group of friends, they were always at the bar, complaining about life and telling him to just get a normal job and stop dreaming. Every time Marcus tried to talk about his goals, they would joke and call him crazy. For a long time, he felt ashamed. He actually stopped working on his projects because he didn't want to look weird to them. Then one day, he looked back at an old video of himself, and he saw a spark in his own eyes that he had completely lost. It broke his heart. He realized he was choosing his friends' approval over his own future. Marcus finally made the hard choice. He cut those people off. He started hanging out in online communities with people who were actually building things. Today, he is doing exactly what he wanted to do, and he always says that he would still be stuck in that same boring room if he hadn't walked away. Growth sometimes feels like loneliness at first. It feels quiet. But that is just the space you are creating for your new tribe to find you. So, look around your life today. Is this person or this habit helping you grow, or are they hurting your progress? If they are holding you back, you have to let them go. You don't owe anyone your potential. You only owe it to yourself to protect your energy. Stop saying yes to things that don't serve your purpose. Start saying no to the noise, and start saying yes to your own growth. Lesson 3. The cringe factor. I need to tell you something that might sound a bit harsh, but it is the absolute truth. If you are not willing to look a little bit cringy, you are not ready to grow. Yes, you heard that right. You want to speak better English. You want to start your own channel, write your own blog, or launch that business you have been dreaming about. Well, guess what happens in the beginning? You will feel awkward. You will make mistakes. You might even feel like you look a bit weird or foolish. People might talk, and some might even roll their eyes. But here is the secret. That is completely okay. Because those people are not part of your future. Your dreams are. Think about a baby learning to walk. They fall down dozens of times. They wobble. They look clumsy. Do we call them cringy? No. We cheer for them. We know that falling is just part of the process of getting stronger. So, why are you so afraid to look silly when you are just starting out? Why are you holding back from recording your first video, sharing your first thought, or speaking up in a meeting just because your English is not perfect yet? Let me tell you about a girl named Maya. She wanted to become a public speaker, but she was terrified because she felt her accent was not perfect and her English was a bit broken. She started a channel anyway. On her very first video, someone left a mean comment saying she sounded funny. It hurt. She cried. But she didn't stop. She showed up the next day, and the day after that. She kept speaking, she kept recording, and she kept being herself. Today, she has millions of followers who look up to her. And you know what the funny part is? The same people who once thought she was weird now tell her how inspiring she is. They forgot that she started with cringe. So please, my friend, listen to me. Speak English, even if you sound strange. Start your project, even if no one is clapping for you yet. Be loud, be seen, and be different. Be proud of your cringe. Because cringe is just proof that you are trying. And only those who are brave enough to try are the ones who actually transform their lives. Write this down in your notes right now. I would much rather be a bit cringy today than live with the weight of regret tomorrow. Lesson 4. Become your own investment. Nobody is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you your dream life on a silver platter. If you truly want to level up, you have to realize that you are the most valuable asset you will ever own. Think about it. You spend money on clothes, on the latest phone, on nights out, and on fast food. But how much are you investing in your own mind, your own skills, and your own growth? You treat your phone like it needs the latest upgrade, but when was the last time you upgraded yourself? People say they want success, yet they spend hours scrolling through social media. They say they want more income, but they never take the time to learn a new skill that could open new doors. The truth is, the best return on investment does not come from stocks, gold, or property. It comes from you. Read one good book, and it changes how you think. Learn one new skill, and it changes what you can do. Practice every single day, and it builds the confidence you need to win. You do not need expensive courses or a fancy degree. Start with the free resources you have right now. Use the library, watch educational videos, or just wake up 30 minutes earlier to focus on your goals. Treat yourself like a business that is growing. You are not an expense. You are the asset. Every bit of knowledge you gain is a dividend that pays off for the rest of your life. So, buy that book, join that workshop, or commit to that daily practice. If you are not willing to invest in yourself, why should the world invest in you? Start treating yourself like you matter, because the truth is, you absolutely do. Grow your value, and everything else will follow. Lesson 5. Protect your peace. Now I want to talk about something that often gets misunderstood. I'm going to ask you to become selfish. And no, do not get me wrong here. I am not telling you to be mean or cold-hearted. I am telling you to be selfish with your growth. See, you only have so much time and energy in a day. If you spend all of it pouring into everyone else, what is left for you? You are not a machine, and you are definitely not a rescue team for everyone else's problems. Some of you are burning out because you say yes when your soul is screaming at you to say no. You show up for others while your own life is falling apart. You listen to everyone else's drama, but you never give yourself the space to be heard. You give love to people who offer you nothing in return. Let me be clear. That is not kindness. That is self-abandonment. You have to start being protective of your time, your focus, and your inner peace. If a phone call drains your energy and breaks your flow, you do not have to answer it. If a party is going to leave you feeling exhausted when you need rest, it is okay to stay home. If a relationship is toxic and keeps pulling you down, you have to be brave enough to step away. Your life is not a charity. It is a mission. Let me tell you about a woman named Clara. She was the person everyone called whenever they had a crisis. She helped her siblings. She supported her friends. She worked hard at her job, and she stayed in a relationship where she was constantly disrespected. She thought this was just how you show love, but inside, she was completely broken. One day, she finally decided to choose herself. She set firm boundaries, ended the toxic relationship, and took a step back from family demands to focus on her own healing and her own goals. It was not easy, and people were not happy at first. But today, she is glowing, she is peaceful, she is thriving, and she is finally successful. By giving herself permission to matter, she became strong enough to actually help the people she loves from a place of power, not from a place of being used. You deserve that same peace. Start putting yourself first, because your dreams are waiting for you to show up for them. Lesson 6. The Worthiness Shift. Listen to me very carefully. You will never reach a level of success that you secretly believe you do not deserve. It does not matter how hard you grind or how many hours you put in. If, deep down in your heart, you are whispering to yourself that you are not good enough, or that you are not the type of person who gets to be happy, then your life will mirror that belief. Your internal world creates your external reality. Think about it. If someone handed you the keys to an incredible, high-end life, would you feel like you belong there? Or would you feel like a guest who is about to be kicked out? If a genuinely kind and respectful person wanted to love you, would you lean in? Or would you pull away because you don't believe you are lovable? You can only receive what your heart truly believes it is worthy of. Many people do not fail because they are lazy. They fail because they are carrying around heavy bags of shame. Maybe it is from a childhood where you were told you were too much, or not enough, or just not special. You believed those lies, and those lies became the walls of your cage. But I am here to wake you up. You were born worthy. You were born enough. You were born with the right to dream big and live a life that feels good. Stop settling for the crumbs that life throws at you. Stop shrinking your personality just to make other people feel comfortable in small rooms. You deserve peace. You deserve success. And you deserve to enjoy your life, not just survive it. Start saying this to yourself every single morning. I am worthy of the life I dream of. Say it until your mind accepts it as the truth. Say it until the universe has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your new belief. You are not a mistake. You are a miracle. And it is time you started living like one. Lesson 7. Unlearn to relearn. If you really want to build a brand new life, you have to be willing to empty your cup. You need to unlearn the old lies that were fed to you by people who were just as scared as you are. Not everything you were taught is the truth. A lot of it was just fear. A lot of it was control. And frankly, a lot of it was just plain wrong. They told you not to aim too high, that money is the root of all evil, or that you should just be quiet and stay in your lane. They told you that success is just a game of luck, and that life is meant to be a constant struggle. They made you feel guilty for wanting more, and they made you feel like your emotions were a weakness. Guess what? They were wrong. They were handing you their own limitations, their own fears, and their own unhealed wounds. It is not their fault, perhaps, but it is certainly not your burden to carry anymore. Now is the time to question everything. Who told you that you cannot be wealthy while doing what you love? Who told you that you are not smart enough to figure things out? Who said you have to stay in the same job or the same situation forever? You have to challenge these old beliefs, because if you don't clear out the old programming, you will never have the space to install a new, powerful mindset. Unlearning is uncomfortable. It might make you feel like you are drifting away from people you know, or like you are walking a path that feels lonely at first. But that is the price of true freedom. That is the path of rebirth. You have to be brave enough to delete the old files in your head before you can start fresh. Write this down and keep it where you can see it. I am letting go of everything that was taught to me that does not serve my truth. I am choosing a new path, and I am choosing it for myself. Lesson 8. Feel your future now. This next point is deeply powerful, and I need you to really let it sink in. Your body and your mind do not actually know the difference between a vivid imagination and your current reality. Think about it. When you watch a scary movie, your heart starts racing and your palms get sweaty. Why? Because your brain thinks it is happening right now. That is the secret to creating your dream life. You have to start feeling as if it is already yours before you even see it. Close your eyes every single morning and every night. Feel the joy of that dream home. Feel the deep sense of peace that comes with being debt-free. Feel the excitement of doing work that you truly love. Walk through your day as if you are already the person you want to become. Talk with that confidence. Smile like you have already arrived, and move with the certainty that your goals are already in motion. Most people do exactly the opposite. They spend their days feeling frustrated, angry, jealous, or doubtful. And what does life give them back? More of the same. Do not wait for your life to change before you decide to feel good. Feel good first, and then watch how your life begins to change around you. This is not just some fake positivity. This is emotional discipline. Your dream life already exists in the invisible space of possibility. Your only job is to match its frequency. Yes, I know, some days will be incredibly hard. Some days you might even cry, because the gap between where you are and where you want to be feels too wide. But you have to feel it anyway. When you start living in the emotion of your future, you stop being a victim of your past. You start becoming the architect of your destiny. Write this down in your heart. I do not wait for the future to be happy. I choose to feel the joy of my dream life right now, and I let that feeling lead the way. Lesson 9. Focus your energy. Think of your energy like sunlight. If you let that light scatter everywhere, it just provides a little bit of warmth here and there. But if you take that same light and focus it through a magnifying glass, you create enough heat to start a fire. That is exactly what happens when you focus your energy on one goal. Your mind is constantly filled with noise. What are people thinking of me? Is my content good enough? Should I try these 5 different side hustles at once? Let me ask you a tough question. Are you actually focused on your goals? Or are you just busy being busy? You might scroll through your feed for hours, telling yourself you are researching or relaxing, but in reality, you are just distracting yourself from the work that matters. You start one project, get bored, and jump to another. You dream about the life you want, but you never take the real, consistent action to build it. Remember, energy without focus is just waste, but energy with focus is pure power. You do not need to be perfect, and you certainly do not need 100 goals. You just need to pick one thing and go all in. Do you want to reach fluency in English? Then stop watching content in 5 different languages. Stick to English. Speak it, write it, read it, and listen to it every single day. Do you want to be financially free? Then stop trying to chase every trend and start learning the fundamentals of how money works. Pick one path and stay on it. Yes, it will take time. Yes, there will be days when you feel lonely because you are working while others are playing, but never forget that distraction is the ultimate enemy of your destiny. You get exactly what you focus on. So, choose your target, give it your full heart, and don't let anything move you off course. Write this down on your mirror. Where my focus goes, my future grows. Lesson 10. The power of gratitude. Here is a truth that most people completely overlook. If you are not thankful for what you have right now, you will never be given more. It is a simple law of life. If you cannot respect the small things, you will never be trusted with the big things. Look around you. Yes, your life might be tough at the moment. Yes, you might still be waiting for your big break. But if you have a phone to watch this video, you are already better off than millions of people on this planet. If you have a roof over your head and food in your kitchen, you are luckier than you realize. We get so caught up in complaining about what we lack that we forget to celebrate what we already possess. We ask, why is it taking so long? Why is my life not like theirs? But listen to me. Gratitude is the ultimate magnet for miracles. When you sincerely say thank you for the small wins, life gives you even more reasons to be grateful. It is not magic. It is a shift in your mindset. A heart that is filled with gratitude is a heart that is ready to receive. This does not mean you have to stop wanting more. It just means you don't have to hate your current life while you are building your future. Even if your dream feels like it is a million miles away, Be thankful for the lessons you are learning today. Be proud of the progress you are making, even if it is just a tiny step forward. Start your day by asking yourself, what am I truly thankful for today? And end your night by thinking about one good thing you received, even if it was just a kind word from a stranger or a beautiful sunset. Say it out loud. Feel it deep in your chest. When you feel rich on the inside, you start attracting richness on the outside. Gratitude will change your vibration, bring you peace, and open doors to opportunities you never even saw coming. Lesson 11. Consistency over perfection. This next lesson can change your life forever if you truly listen. Most people never reach their dreams, not because they lack talent or intelligence, but because they are paralyzed by the need to be perfect. How many times have you told yourself, I will start when I am ready, or I will speak English when I am fluent, or I will launch my project when everything is perfect? And what happened? Nothing. You stayed exactly where you were. Perfection is a lie. It does not exist in the real world. It is just a clever trick your mind plays on you to keep you safely stuck in your comfort zone. Success is not about being flawless. It is about showing up every single day, even when you are tired, even when you feel like you are not at your best. That is how you build real, lasting confidence. Think about a single drop of water. One drop does not do much, but drops hitting the same spot every day will eventually break through solid stone. That is the power of consistency. If you want to speak English, then speak imperfect English every day until it becomes good English. If you want to change your health, then exercise, even on the days you don't feel like it. Forget about being perfect. Your goal is simply to be 1% better than you were yesterday. If you fail today, get back up tomorrow. If you miss a day, just return the next day. Winners are not people who never fail. They are people who never stop showing up. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions, because they will never come. Start where you are, with what you have, and just keep moving forward. Write this down in your notebook. I choose consistency over perfection, because I know that small, imperfect steps are exactly how big dreams come true. Lesson 12. Trust the guidance. Life is not just about logic, spreadsheets, and rigid strategies. Sometimes it is about having the courage to trust, to have faith, and to connect with something deeper than your own anxious thoughts. You might feel lost right now, working yourself to the bone without seeing any real progress. You might feel like quitting, because the path ahead looks foggy and unclear. But I want you to know this. You do not have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders alone. You are strong, and you are capable, but you are also human. There is no shame in needing a little guidance. You can call it what you want. Your inner voice, your intuition, the universe, or a higher power. What matters is that you open your heart and simply ask, show me the way. I am ready. Guide me. And then you have to stay awake to the signs. Signs are rarely big, flashing lights in the sky. They are usually subtle. It might be a sudden, brilliant idea while you are taking a walk. It might be a conversation with a stranger that just happens to hit the nail on the head. It might be a video like this one that speaks directly to your current situation. These are not just coincidences. They are signals, but you have to be quiet enough to hear them. Every morning, try to sit still for just 2 minutes. Put your hand over your heart and just say, I don't have all the answers, but I am open to being guided. Please show me the next right step. When you do this, you will be surprised at how life starts whispering the answers to you. You are never truly walking alone on this path. There is a power within you that is much wiser than your doubts and much stronger than your past. Let it lead you, and watch how the path clears up right in front of your eyes. Lesson 13. Align your words and actions. Let me ask you a direct question. How many people do you know who are always talking about their big plans? They say, "I am going to start my business soon," or "I will get serious about my life starting next Monday." But how many of them actually do it? Words are cheap, and they are incredibly easy to say. Real action, however, is rare. The world does not care about what you promise. It only responds to what you actually do. Every time you make a promise to yourself and then fail to follow through, you are breaking your own trust. And when you stop trusting yourself, you lose your internal power. You become someone who doubts their own potential because you have seen yourself quit too many times. But when your actions are in perfect harmony with your words, that is when you become unstoppable. Think about it. If you say you want to be fluent in English, but you never pick up a book or speak a single word, your actions are telling a different story than your mouth. But if you commit to just 30 minutes of practice every single day, and you actually show up for those 30 days, you start to change who you are. You stop being a person who just talks, and you become a person who lives their truth. From today on, make a pact with yourself. Do not say it unless you are prepared to do it. If you want to get healthy, show up at the gym. If you want to write that book, write the first paragraph tonight. If you have a goal, start planning it right now. Start small, but start with total honesty. Remember, the most powerful people in the room are never the loudest ones. They are the most consistent ones. Your words do not need to be big, but your actions must be real. Lesson 14. If they can, so can you. I want you to open your heart and listen to this closely. Every single person you look up to today, every successful entrepreneur, every inspiring speaker, every leader, and every artist was once standing exactly where you are right now. They had the same doubts, they felt the same pain, and they had days where they felt like they had zero support. They were laughed at, they failed, and they cried in silence just like you. But there was one difference that changed everything for them. They refused to quit. They did not have any magic powers. They were not born with a special secret. They did not get everything handed to them on a silver platter. They simply believed that if someone else could do it, then there was no reason why they couldn't. I want you to ask yourself that same question today. Why not you? Why can't you be the one to break the cycle of doubt in your family? Why can't you be the one to build the life you have always dreamed of? You do not need anyone's permission to be great. You do not need to wait for the perfect moment or for your English to be flawless. You just need that fire in your soul and an unshakable decision to keep going. Here is a truth that nobody talks about. Almost every person who has achieved something extraordinary once thought it was impossible for them. But they started anyway. They took it one day at a time. They built their courage through their mistakes, and they learned to stand tall even when they felt alone. One day, the world finally took notice. And if you stay true to your path, one day your story will be the reason someone else decides to never give up. Write this down on your wall. If they can do the impossible, I can do the unforgettable. It is not about luck. It is about your soul refusing to settle for anything less than what you are capable of. Your time is now. Lesson 15. Stop doubting yourself. Please sit with this truth for a moment. You are not an accident. The odds of you being born with your specific DNA, your unique voice, and your soul are roughly 1 in 400 trillion. Do you realize how rare that is? Imagine one single grain of sand on an entire coastline, or one specific star in the vast galaxy, Even that doesn't capture how rare you are. You have already beaten every single odd just by being here, in this moment, listening to these words. And yet, you spend your time doubting yourself. You say things like, maybe I'm not cut out for this, or maybe everyone else is just better than me. Stop. You were not designed to live in fear, and you were certainly not meant to play small. You are a miracle that has simply forgotten its own power. You are not your past mistakes. You are not your temporary failures. And you are not your fear. You are the one who has the strength to rise above it all. Think of a toddler learning to walk. They fall down dozens of times, but do they ever stop and think, maybe walking just isn't for me? No. They get back up because they know deep in their bones that they were born to walk. You have that same innate power. But somewhere along the way, people made you forget. They told you that you weren't smart enough, pretty enough, or strong enough, and you believed them. But they were wrong. You don't need anyone's permission to believe in your own worth. You don't need a justification to love yourself. You are the reason. So, stand up in your soul today and declare, I will never doubt myself again. I am rare. I am here for a purpose, and I am going to show the world exactly who I am. Let the critics talk. Let the fear whisper. But you keep moving forward with absolute belief. You are not ordinary. You are the miracle the world has been waiting for. Lesson 16. The Power of a Mentor. I want to share a deep truth with you that most people tend to ignore. Nobody ever reaches greatness entirely on their own. Every successful person you admire, whether in sports, business, or the arts, had someone to guide them, challenge them, and stand in their corner when they couldn't find the strength to believe in themselves. That person is a mentor. Now, don't get the wrong idea. A mentor doesn't have to be a perfect person who knows everything. A mentor is simply someone who is a few steps ahead of you on the same path. They are someone who has walked through the fire, learned the hard lessons, and is now willing to light the way for you. Having a mentor is a game changer because they save you so much time. They show you what pitfalls to avoid. They push you when you feel like throwing in the towel. And most importantly, they see the potential in you that you are still too afraid to acknowledge. Your mentor could be someone you know personally, or it could be someone you follow online whose work inspires you. It could even be the wisdom found in a great book, a powerful voice, or a stranger who said something that woke up your soul. The key is to stop trying to do everything in isolation. Needing guidance is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of wisdom. Think of how an archer hits a distant target. They need someone to help them focus and aim. Think of how a plant grows faster. It needs the right amount of sunlight and support. You are that plant, and a mentor is your sunlight. So open your heart today and ask yourself, who can I learn from? Whose energy inspires me to be better? Then, listen, follow, and absorb their wisdom. You don't need to copy their life or become a clone of them. You just need to learn from their perspective and use it to build your own unique path. The fastest way to level up is by being open to learning and letting others lift you higher. Find your mentor, follow their lead, and one day, make sure you become that mentor for someone else who is just starting out. Lesson 17. You are right on time. This is the final and most important truth I want you to carry with you. Please listen. You are not behind. You are not slow, and you are definitely not late. You are exactly where you need to be. Society, and especially social media, loves to show you 20-year-old millionaires and make you feel like you have missed your chance. But that is a lie. Your life is not a race against anyone else. Your path is yours alone, and your timeline is perfect for the story you are meant to live. Let me give you some real-world perspective. Vera started her design career at 40. Colonel Sanders didn't launch his famous business until he was in his 60s. Morgan Freeman didn't land his first major movie role until he was over 50. Were they late? Absolutely not. They were right on time for their purpose. Your current struggles are preparing you. Your waiting is building your character. Your challenges are sharpening your strength. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Some flowers bloom in the early spring, others in the heat of summer, and some even in the cold of winter. But they all bloom. So will you, but only if you stop telling yourself the lie that you are too late. Instead, start saying, "I am just getting started." Your future does not care about your past. It only cares about the choices you make right now. Take a deep breath. Feel your heart beating. Look at the sky and say it out loud. I am not behind. I am not too late. I am becoming everything I was meant to be, and I am right on time. And please, stop asking everyone for their opinion on your life. Your parents, your friends, and society all speak from their own fears and their own limited experiences. But you are here to live your own truth. You may want things they never dared to dream of, and that is perfectly okay. Nobody can tell you what is right for you, not even me. The most powerful voice in the world is the one inside you. That voice may whisper, but it will never lie. Listen to it. Trust it. Follow it. To every dreamer watching this, to those who feel lost, broken, or unsure of how to build a better life, know this. You are not weak. You are not less than anyone else, and you are just beginning. No matter where you come from, you have the power to change your story. You can heal your pain. You can rise. And you can become someone the world will never forget. Promise me you won't give up. One day, someone will look at you and say, "Because of you, I didn't quit." Your dream life is waiting, not in some distant, perfect future, but in every brave step you take today. I believe in you. Now, it is time you believe in yourself. Subscribe to my channel, and let's keep showing up every single day until you finally own your power. See you in the next one. Your dream life is calling. Don't be late.